Good evening, my dear listeners. I'm back again after a long time. Usually I make long educational videos, especially for my students and for those listeners who loves English language, who loves to speak in English. I hope they will learn or gain something from my video. And now, let's get on to the subject. In today's globally digital world, and not just digital, I would say phygital world. And do you know, my dear listeners, what is the meaning of phygital? It means the blending of the physical and the digital world. In today's globally digital world, everybody wants to speak in fluent English, as English is an international language. They can achieve a lot in life if they can communicate well in this language. To truly master English language, consistent speaking practice is the key. The best way to become fluent in English is to speak it regularly. And in class, most of the time, only the teachers are speaking and explaining things in English, whereas the students are always listening. And they don't get a chance to have free conversation in English, and that also in a class of 30 to 40 people, or even more than that. One-to-one conversation is nearly impossible, and even if some teachers try to do it, it will be merely a waste of time. Actually, we cannot do it as we have so much of course and syllabus to complete. And in a country like Nepal, and that also in the capital Kathmandu, even in boarding schools, students, they hesitate to come forward and speak to the class or the mass. They feel very shy, nervous, quite hesitant. We teachers have to forcefully pull them out. Even those students who have good spoken English, they don't want to showcase their talent in front of the whole class. And most of the times in public speaking programs and competitions also, we see always the same people, some extrovert and outgoing students coming up on stage to give their performance. And this is quite boring sometimes, to see same faces again and again in every programs. This is not good and not fair also. So this time I made up my mind to make my each and every student to talk with me, to have conversation with me. This time I had given my students summer vacation homework in which they had to write 10 pages. For this they had to do some research and do a free writing on their dream destination. And as I told you, in order to make each and every one of my students to have free talk or speak in English with me, I called them one by one separately to have a short free conversation with me. And now I'm going to make videos of these conversations because I know that my listeners are also going to be very interested in it, and I'm sure that you will learn something out of it. Before going any further, I would like to say that actively engaging in conversation is a more descriptive way of saying speak. Come on, speak up. Speaking English often is the most effective path to fluency. So, you should speak. Speak in English every day. For that, you have to have the right environment and the subject to speak about or speak on. Right? I hope you will enjoy our conversation. Well, Umisha is a grade 8 student and she wants to be a lawyer in future. Umisha, a warm welcome. I'm so happy to have you for my short interview today.
Thank you, ma'am.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, ma'am. How about you?
Thank you. I'm feeling the same. Okay, Umisha, when I gave you that vacation homework, how did you feel?
Well, I felt like it was very exciting and a fun work to do. I personally really enjoyed writing about this specific place and destination because it has been my dream destination for a while, like almost 2 or 3 years. So yeah, I really enjoyed writing about it.
Good. She has chosen Lapland of Finland as her dream destination. Can you elaborate a little about this Northern Lights? Because you have said here the chance to witness the Northern Lights. That means you don't get to witness it or see it every day?
No, ma'am, you get to see the northern lights 200 days out of 365 days because in summertime it's not really that visible, but in winter, because the sun cannot be visible in the sky, the snow reflects on the sun and then creates beautiful auras in the sky, and you can see the northern lights at that time. And it's pretty common in Lapland to see the northern lights, so there's a pretty high possibility.
I see. It's only we can see it only in Lapland or in other places of Finland also.
Maybe, but that common to see northern light in other places of Finland as compared to Lapland. So Lapland is the best place where you can go.
Okay. Can you say something about the culture of the people there, culture and lifestyle of the people
Okay,
there?
so I really like the culture. The people who live in Lapland are known as Sami people. They wear very traditional, colorful piece of clothing, which is really eye-catching. And then they eat like salmon soup to keep them heated in the winters. And in other part of Finland, they just stay in cozy houses. But in Lapland, they stay in igloos. And then after, they have many jobs like dragging the snow, and then after decorating the city. Yeah. And the culture is that in Santa Claus village it's open 24/7, so every day is a Christmas day.
Wow. Okay. Yes, and at this point you have written a trip to Lapland. A trip to Lapland from Nepal requires planning and a budget. So can you just clarify a little about it?
So planning and budget means you have to book very early because it's probably gonna be very packed by the time you want to go there. And then you need early budgeting, like saving up from an early age, because going to a Western country is very expensive, especially Lapland, where you have to try different activities, and it's really really expensive. So like for riding a reindeer, it can cost you up to 50,000 to 1 lakh Nepalese rupees,
Oh my
and
God.
air free, and for airplanes it can cost you 1 lakh to just go there and 1 lakh to come back.
Uh, that would be like how much you have to separate for it.
I think minimum it will cost 5 lakhs, and maximum it's up to your choice what activities you want to do there, but I would say about 10 to 15 lakh.
Uh-huh. And have you also explored, like, have you done some research work? Like, if you are to go from Nepal, then what would be your itinerary? Like, where would you go first? Where would you have to, from Kathmandu to, your flight would be from Kathmandu to somewhere? Have you done any studies on that?
No,
That's okay. Okay, Umisha, at last, can you tell me 5 things you would really like to do in Lapland when you go there?
the 5 things that I would really like to do is, first, when I reach there, I would go straight into my hotel room, the igloo house, and I would watch the northern lights at night from my room, and it would be really fascinating. And the next day, I would go to the Arctic Circle and send postcards, and then I would ride a reindeer. It would be really really fun because I've never ridden a reindeer and I've never played in snow as well because it does not snow that often in Nepal. And then I would make snowballs and snowmans and fight with my friends, and then I would go hiking to mountains with my friends till late night and come back in early morning watching the beautiful sunrise of Lapland.
Okay. Umisha, as we are talking about traveling to a new place that is abroad, like as a student and to whatever knowledge you have till now, what would you like to suggest our listeners? 5 things that to be very careful when traveling abroad.
5 things that I would like to suggest to the listeners is, when traveling abroad, always be careful whether you have a ticket or boarding pass because many people lose it, and always reach early to the airport because you have a high chance of missing the flight. And other things are, be careful of your luggage and keep your location on all the time because if you get lost in the airport, people can find you easily. And then after, yeah, that's it, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And one question which I feel, okay, like which I feel like asking you is that when you go abroad, like what do you think? It's better to take all your dresses and everything from here itself, or to go to travel very light and then do all the shoppings there? What would you recommend?
It differs on the people's choices, but for me, I would take dresses from myself, and then there I would do shopping of other stuff which we can keep as memories. Yeah.
Otherwise, the shopping would be very expensive there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you'd like to take most of the things from here only.
Yes, ma'am.
And one thing I always wonder is that, like when you go abroad, the culture, the lifestyle, everything, food, everything would be different, no? So can you adjust and adapt yourself to the culture and everything there that you find there? And won't you feel homesick? And can you really intermingle with the different types of people, international people? What is your opinion about that?
Well, I am an extrovert, so I'm really friendly with people. So I don't get shy, and I like to make a lot of new friends. So every time I reach a new destination, I talk to the people, I learn about their culture, and then I teach them my culture. Like the time I went to Mustang and we stayed in a hotel, the employees were so kind that I spend most of my time with them rather than my family. So like I feel like I would learn about the culture really well and it would not be so difficult for me.
Wow. Another thing I really, during our conversation, it made me wonder, like, have you ever stayed away from your parents?
Most of the time I'm away from my parents. Like if I want to go anywhere, like village, I go alone, and then after my hometown I also stay alone. And when I was 18 months old, I went to my fufu's house and stayed there for 20 days without my parents. So yeah, I feel like I don't get homesick that easily and I'm really comfortable with other people around.
And when you go away from your parents, do you feel homesick, or no? Like any number of days I can stay, I can stay very comfortably. What is here?
Yes, ma'am. I don't feel homesick. I can stay far from my family for a long period of time.
And if you have to really stay away from your parents in some abroad countries for your studies and all for about 2 3 years, will that bother you?
No, ma'am, because I have families in every country. You can think like in USA, half of my family have shifted to USA, Canada, Australia, and other countries as well. So I would not really feel homesick. And there's digital age anyway, so I can just call my parents when I miss them.
Uh, so you are Gen Z generation, and the generation type has also really matched you, right? I really love the way you think, the way you take your life so comfortably, and I really praise you for your thoughts and opinions.
Thank you so much,
So much,
ma'am.
Umisha, and I hope that I'll be taking this kind of interview with you in your future also.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. What a